Common errors that we see when people set up a trust is number one, trying to do it themselves. I know there are a number of forms on the internet that you can download and try to DIY it, but we clean up a lot of mistakes for families that end up costing them so much time and money that could have been saved by simply coming to an experienced estate planning attorney first and doing it right. The second thing we see people doing in terms of making mistakes when it comes to trusts is not following through with the funding. Now, a trust is an excellent tool for families to protect them from predators and creditors, but you need to fund your assets into the trust. And that means retitling things that are held in your personal name into the name of the trust, making sure that your real estate is properly recorded under the name of the trust. It is really important to do the work to make sure the trust is funded so that all the hard work that you've put into creating it pays off. Not having sufficient backup trustees named in your trust is a mistake that we see people make as well. It's important that you think through quite a bit into the future. Have a couple of people that you trust who could serve as trustees just in case your first choice is not available when the time comes. Choosing the right trustee for your trust is very critical. Of course, you want someone who is up for the job. You need to make sure that they want to do this work when the time comes. It's important to have a candid conversation with the people that you're considering to make sure that they want to do this and take on the responsibility. It is a job. It's a little bit like project management. You need to have your eyes on a number of balls and making sure that everything is taken care of properly for the benefit of the trust maker. It's a fiduciary position, so it needs to be someone who can handle the responsibility of being in charge of someone else's money. You need someone who is organized, capable, and trustworthy. Funding mistakes cause a whole lot of grief and expense and time and worry for people when the family has had a crisis and the trust maker is now disabled or gone and they hadn't properly renamed their bank accounts or put their real estate in the name of the trust. Now that means that your trustee needs to do some paperwork, sometimes a considerable amount of paperwork, typically with the help of an experienced estate planning attorney, to move items into the trust or do a probate in order to properly handle all the assets. When a trust is not properly updated, it means that your trustee is going to need to do quite a bit of work on the back end to make sure everything comes up to the standard that you had intended. And it doesn't mean that everything is going to flow properly. Now, in Washington State, we have the TEDRA Act. So there is a window of opportunity for family members to work through problems, but it usually means a whole lot more time and expense to the family to resolve estate questions and issues when a trust is not properly updated or funded. We help people deal with common trust mistakes every day. If you have questions and need help, just give us a call.